So thank you, Nathan, for agreeing to have a conversation with us
Anytime.
this morning. So as we're having this conversation, we're probably a week out from what your next part of life is going to be.
Yeah, just over a week, yeah.
Yeah, so tell us, what are you going to be doing as of next week?
So I am moving up to just outside Aviemore to Nethy Bridge. I've been up there a few times for weekends away and such, but I'm doing an outdoor leaders gap year course. So I'll be doing lots of outdoorsy stuff all the time. Like I'll be doing kayaking and canoeing and rock climbing and all that kind of stuff, and like getting qualifications and learning all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So that sounds fun.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it'll be busy. There's another part to the year besides the outdoor learning. What's that going to be
so
looking like?
They've angled it as adventure through the Cairngorms, adventure with God. So it's we'll be doing all the stuff that I've mentioned there, and then there's a spiritual side to it as well. So we'll be learning all about God and stuff like that. And there's just a small group of us, so we'll be very close and going to church and stuff together. So we'll be it'll be quite good.
Journeying the walk of faith.
Yes,
together.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah. And how did you come upon this? Because it seemed to kind of come out the blue for those of us who don't know you.
Yeah.
Was it out of the blue for you as well?
Just a wee bit. So my dad was working through Solas with one of the guys that's running it, Mike Causey, and he just mentioned that to put out in through Solas, if there's anyone that's 17 or 18 years old that loves the outdoors and is looking to do something active this year and is taking a gap year, there's this new course running at Nethy Bridge. So I think he knew someone like that. So so he just mentioned it to me, and then I looked it up, and it just looked perfect. So
so a good fit for your
very much so,
your skill set and your pleasures, enjoyments. You've been obviously with the family enjoying the outdoors. I know that you've been going to a ski camp, a Scripture Union ski camp for a good number of years now. Tell us just a wee something about that.
Yeah, so from second year, I went to the SU Austria ski trip. My brother had been before, and it was just fantastic. I've been back every year since, and this year it was cancelled, but I'll be going again next year hopefully. And yeah, it's just a great trip that we've gone on, where we'd be we'd be skiing in the Austrian Alps, and there'd be like 30 or 40 of us all packed on a bus, and we go away to Austria, and it was just great fun. And
would you say that the time on those camps has been important in your sort of faith journey?
Yeah, definitely. It's that's kind of one of the times that you discover that I kind of sort of discovered the love that you can get from from being around lots of people that are all Christians and all have that one common love, and so two, God and skiing. And we'd all be out skiing during the day, and then come back and have group time, and we'd have worship sessions together. So definitely a really important part of that. Yeah.
And I think that there's these moments that happen in your life that you'll look back on for years as being significant and formative in your faith journey. But school isn't always as easy and formative, and I can only imagine that now it's even harder. How did you find school and faith and living kind of a Christian life in school?
Well, I mean, there's always the difficulty of being around lots of people that either aren't interested or opposed to it, because you're definitely in the minority in schools. But I mean, it was generally okay. I had a few friends that were very opposed to it and would say some not so nice things about it. But I mean, in general, it was okay. People would just leave you alone. But then, my 6th year, I was in I I took sociology and RMPS, which were possibly the two most anti-Christian subjects you can take.
You need to tell us what's the RMPS.
So, religious, moral, and philosophical studies.
Okay.
Yeah, and sociology, and yeah, that was that kind of shakes you up a wee bit, just getting like barraged by, no, that's not true, no, that's stupid, and stuff like that for a whole year, and so that kind of threw me off a wee bit. But it's I mean, actually, a few months in lockdown has kind of got me back on the right sort of track, being away from that constant sort of negativity about it. But
yeah, and as you have gone through school, participating in things like Nurture Group, to being a sort of a youth leader in Nurture Group, how have you found that sort of transition to being the mature one?
Oh, don't call me that. I think that's actually part of the reason that I got on so well with lots of the younger people, is just because I'm so childish. But yeah, it was quite good. I did quite enjoy things like Nurture Group, where I'd be leading groups with people of like all ages throughout school. Because I just quite liked being able to answer questions that people had that I know that I thought at that time, and I'd be able to tell them what I came up with, if you like. And yeah, that was just quite a good feeling, being able to do that. And yeah, there's lots of people there that were always looking for answers and things like that, so it was a good thing to do.
Yeah. And I think that's looking at how that's worked from the outside, that's the core of what the church should be. Should be people that are a wee bit further on, enjoying sharing what they know with people that are a bit younger in their Christian walk. Can you think of moments where you've maybe come on and experienced greater understanding from other people?
From other people, so things like SU, whenever I'd go there, that's when I'd like learn from other people and talk through stuff, and get a good understanding. And then there's stuff like Soul Survivor that we went to, where I'd hear the great talks, and then they'd have like massive worship sessions and stuff, and you just learn so much from that and have great experiences and things. Soul Survivor was very good, because they were very focused on the presence of the Spirit and having experiences and things like that. So there was people like breaking down in tears and stuff like that, which I'd just never seen before, and that just that really just shows you the power of what can happen.
The reality of the Holy Spirit
exactly
at work in people's hearts. And thinking again about school, and there's that whole discipleship and folk being younger than you are, and if you could give people one piece of advice for being a Christian at school, what wisdom have you gained over these years?
No, don't ask me about wisdom. I suppose I'd say have confidence in what you know, and know why you believe what you believe. So, because you need to know yourself so that you can tell other people about it. Because I think there's some verse, I can't remember where it is, but it says always be ready to give an answer for the faith you give, and that sort of struck a chord with me at some point. So being able to know why you believe it, so you can tell others why you believe it, that's quite a good thing to be able to do.
And did you find in these latter years of school that your peers are looking for meaning, or are they still like, are they just happy being youthful like we were when we were young?
Well, it depends on the person. So some people are a lot more open-minded to things, and that's always quite good to talk things through with them. But I think some people are just kind of conditioned from their parents to say no religion, huh? But I think it's quite good when you can meet someone that has an open mind and have an actual rational discussion about why people believe certain things, and so that's quite good. There's a few people like that, so I've been able to talk to a few people. But that doesn't really happen in early years, which is kind of sad.
And I know, and really on behalf of all the church family, we're going to miss you not being around.
Thank you.
And your cheery face on a Sunday sitting behind the drum kit. And hopefully one day we'll get back in the church building. But how have you found engaging with online church? Has that been something that's been difficult to do, or has that been just an easy thing? Or
it's been quite good. We've been watching the services every week. We as a family, just in our living room. With we'd make breakfast every week, so that was quite good. It's been good to being able to do that, and as a family, actually, it's been quite good. But then also, we'd also catch up with so I'd watch the Soul Survivor. They did services every week, but they also did a 10-minute short talk every day that they just put on their Instagram feed. So I'd watch that every day, and that kind of that was quite a good thing, because I mean, if anything, that's sometimes an even better thing than just having one massive thing, just having a little bit every day. I'd just be scrolling through my feed, and I'd just stop for 10 minutes and watch something that was really good. That's kind of it.
Yeah, and I think that people have been finding that lockdown and being out of church has allowed time to delve into what is available online. Is there? You've mentioned Soul Survivor talks. Is there other people in terms of online content that you enjoy or like to follow?
Other
Christian things.
Yeah. So, I mean, mainly them, but I mean, I mean, the PBC one was pretty good. Pretty good too.
You don't need to say that.
But I mean, mainly those two were what I'd watch. So.
And in terms of sort of musical worship, again, has there been things that you've found or come across in these last few months that have been helpful?
Musical things. Well, I mean, I've spent most of lockdown just playing guitar the whole time, so I've just been playing a bit of that. We never really had a big family sing song or anything, but we'd my mum's main taste in music is just worship music, so we'd end up listening to that quite a lot of the time. So we'd have the I don't know what the new Hillsong or Bethel album or whatever comes out, just playing non-stop in the car.
Good. So as I've said, thank you for everything that you've done in church over the years, from holiday clubs to helping in nurture group to playing the drums. It's been very much appreciated, and it's great to have a chance just to chat to you,
Thank you.
just now.